Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Ultimate Apocalypse casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got 3 vs 3 on Bloodshed Alley. Here on the other side, as the Tyranids, we've got Topper, we've got Pimp Commissar playing as the Inquisitorial Demon Hunters, and we've got Symbiote playing as the Eldar. And on the other side, also playing as the Eldar, we've got Dazza, we've got Eshan playing as the Chaos Space Marines, and we've got Empty Rage 42 playing as the Chaos Demons. Now we do quite like this map. We are essentially on the Warhammer equivalent of Summoner's Rift. 3 lanes, lots of bits in the middle to capture, and plenty of mischief to be had. I've got Chaos Demons versus the Tyranids on this lane, which could go either way. It depends on what Topper tends to go for. If we see lots of Spine Gaunts and stuff, then I imagine the Chaos Demons will struggle to cut through them, unless of course they go for a complete and total mass of pink horrors, or blue horrors, I think it's what they have in the early games, which they should be doing alright with, but there's lots of heavy cover, so that might mitigate their damage somewhat. In the centre, we've got the Imperial blooming Demon Hunter people versus Chaos Space Marines, which I imagine the Chaos Space Marines, if they go for, there we go, they're going to go for some Raptors, which should be able to cut through the Demon Hunters in the early game. The Demon Hunters also prime position to help the Tyranids with the Chaos Demons over here, as for obvious reasons, Demon Hunters are quite good at hunting demons. And down on the northernmost side, Eldar versus Eldar, could be properly a test of skill, really. Imagine maybe a couple of Howling Banshees, again with the heavy cover, might do them some good, just to go in and slice people up. But we do have the Dark Reapers. No, not Dark Reapers, your blooming Guardian Defenders. Just confused me there, considering that their colour scheme is just a black body. There we go, that's fine, and dandy. Tyranids making their quick way over onto this side. The Furies already been sliced up by the Spine Gaunts. Lictor jumps straight in, type those blue horrors. So very aggressive opening from Topper here. Seeing the Raptors, never mind going down the middle and taking on those Demon Hunters, will assist the actual demons themselves in a defensive posture. Demon Lord, though, some great AoE damage from that. There we go. From the big Chaos Kern. Also, Lictor able to cut through the Furies quite reasonably, although, in saying that, he's taken down very quickly. Not ideal in these big engagements, I must say. Normally useful for little small skirmishes out in the rafters. Second squad of blue horrors coming in. Oh, no, never mind. That would make a lot more sense. Flesh Hounds, close combat stuff, that's what you want. In this engagement, it's going to be Khorne and Tzeentch working in tandem. Khorne on the front lines, Tzeentch on the back lines. That's exactly what we're probably going to see. Awesome. Chaos and Divided Raptors. Slicing down one of those Tyranid pup doggers. Is fair enough. Fair enough indeed. But that does mean that has denied them the relic for a little while, so that's not too bad. Also, critical location now being snagged up by the Raveners. But the centre is not being held by anyone at the moment. Pimp Commissar, should I say. Oh, by the way, that's a very long name. Empress of the Sun, Inc. Pimp Commissar. Say that 10 times fast when you're drunk. That's a lot of Guardians. It's a lot of Guardians indeed. Moving through the craters and whatnot. Also got a Warlock in their ranks as well. I mean, the Storm Guardians who are attempting to get into close combat. I suppose that's another thing that I'm going to take into consideration about heavy cover. Is that it slows down your forces as well. Although the Eldar shouldn't really suffer too much, as you can see by this fleet of foot. We are not seeing a Symbiote use his fleet of foot at the moment. They're just going to fall back in good, steady order, giving the northernmost Eldar the critical location there. So very good stuff all around. Now, this massive Eldar would struggle if the if the Guardian Defenders go for a D cannon. Not sure what tier they get. Oh, they're in tier 2, so they should be able to get it. Well, tier 1/2. Whether they go for it or not, I'm not entirely sure. Do you have the money for it, young man? Not really enough green money to play around with. Yeah, that's 75 green for one singular D cannon grav platform. Instead, they're going to go for those Vipers. And the Vipers with their Twin Link Shuriken Meduthas will absolutely wipe out this bunch quite quickly. Over on this side, plenty of gubbins going on. Raveners going around the flanks, but then also being met in close combat by the Flesh Hounds. Some Stormtroopers engaging in some ranged combat as well. Plenty of Tyranid goop going on here. Can you believe that is Tyranid goop? Yeah, that is Tyranid goop. Damage over time, breaking the morale as well. Which demons do not want the morale broken. So over time that does damage to them. Plenty of cults in there. No, grenade launch on them though. Grenade launch would be amazing in this scenario just to disrupt the fighting formations on the back lines there. Absolute hodgepodge and scrum. While that's going on, are the... Yeah, there we go. Going for their shuriken cannons, which should... There we go. Absolutely ruffle stomping those Guardians over there. Two major engagements going on at the moment. Both in the lanes, the middle ground of the map being completely left to their own devices there. Couple of Raptors, well, quintuple, is that 5? 5 whole Raptors. On the backsides, got the Flamers on the go as well. Great against demons. Vectori Broodlord slicing and dicing the Flesh Doggers and more goopy Tyranid nonsense. Morale just not really withstanding from the force of chaos over here. Very sad situation for them. And really, AoE damage, that's what we want in this scenario. There's lots and lots of very squishy infantry in the form of these Stormtroopers, because these guys aren't the elite ones. They do die a lot quicker, and the Spine Gaunts as well, but as far as I'm aware, the Chaos Demons don't have much access to AoE damage or crowd kind of control at the moment. We could see some Defilers from the Chaos over here, which I don't think they're into. They are into tier 1/2 at the moment by the looks of things, but no Defilers at the moment. Cultists have managed to rally, but a Viper from Symbiote with their Shuriken Cannon should certainly mitigate their numbers here. Raptors still good on numbers. No demons present at the moment. They've all just fallen back. Have you got a bunch of lads in your... oh, what's it called? The Lesser Demon Portal. No, not at the moment, but you are teching up. So maybe potentially for some actual proper demons. Maybe some Bloodletters of Khorne might go quite nicely. And good lord, that blooming demon just constantly talking. Silence! Last thing I need is some Chaotic Whisperers in the back of my mind. Got some Neglins, they're cool, they're fun. Able to bring some bad smells onto the battlefield. Also very numerous, don't do much damage, but mighty fine at just tying things up. Got Screamer Killer Carnifex on the way. And that's quite a substantial front line going on here. Not much going on from anyone on the northern side. Are seeing a Shadow Fiend, which will do... I do believe that has quite a fair bit of AoE, depending on how you upgrade it. Dazza got his vehicle support portal online as well. Maybe it'd be a good idea to see some Vipers from him. It's funny, we haven't seen Vipers... like, I've been doing, like, these kinds of casts for Ultimate Apocalypse for the best part of 2 years now. Well, about a year and a half. I was a little bit later on in the casting career when I started doing Ultimate Apocalypse. And we haven't seen Vipers being used by Eldar for most of that time. And all of a sudden, over the past maybe 3 weeks or so, I suppose it's the evolving meta, isn't it? In mods, there is no, like, massive guides or so many games being played that the meta is well thought out and well known. So it's always evolving, which I quite like, especially since these games are updated semi-regularly, once or twice a year, maybe even 3 times. Who's counting, really? Not me. I can't count beyond 3, to be fair. Lots of fire, unless a Demon Portal. Those poor old Shadow Fiends been smacked around by the Scholars. Scholars don't mind a bit of close combat with a demon or two. And yeah, really struggling. Beat back these people. We'll see a Demon Lord being rebought. Wraith Lord on the way. Screamer Killer Carnifex being a real nuisance on the back lines, but I do believe that there must have been some sort of plasma generator stuff going on here. Can't quite remember that. And it seems like it's the Northern team has decided just to not bother buying any units at the moment. What are their economies at the moment? I mean, that's not brilliant economy, to be fair. Neither is that. And yeah, Chaos Demons, well, naturally they're going to struggle, considering that they've not been able to snag their relics or anything like that. With the help of a Wraith Lord and Demon Lord at that, going through stuff. Idris Elba is in there, slowly but surely demolishing that demonic shrine. Stormtroopers are falling back for reasons I'm not sure why. Wraith Lord being surrounded by a bunch of Raveners. How's your health doing, young man? Not very great, but he will throw one Ravener as far as he can, activating his Flamer. These guys have got no morale. That won't do them any badness. A couple of Havoc Marine squads will wipe out these Spine Gaunts quite quickly. They have been eating though, so they're a lot tankier than normal. But front line of a Wraith Lord, giving them the squeeze, giving them the please and the cheese. And this other Wraith Lord over here trying to narrowly avoid death. When your economy isn't amazing, repairing your vehicles is a priority. Yeah, I'm not sure why the the Stormtroopers fell back. Are they just being polite? Maybe. I mean, it's nice. All is fair in love and war. Hammer, I suppose. Lots of Vipers. Gone for a couple of Bright Lancers now, so that should help them cut through the Listing Shrines and the Webway Gates. Storm Guardians with their Walk able to spot through the infiltration of the Webway Gate. Plenty of Wraith Lords there. They're still in that heavy cover. But so are these Vipers. And with the infantry being taken care of, maybe it's time for them to go about. You don't need to commit too much. You've already got the majority of stuff. I mean, let's do a proper economy check, shall we? 217 and 149, 143 and 79, and 182 and 146 compared to 136 and 133, 149 and 53, and 115 and 70. So, quite a decent economy for the southern team, and a varying to middle for the northern team. Centre now being occupied by the Demon Hunters, now transitioning to some more elite Stormtroopers. Got some bodyguards in there as well. Idris Elba, a little bit low on health, but that's fine. He'll do alright. Havoc Marines moving forward, seeing what they can see, and what they see is a bunch of Tyranids, but they've also got a helping hand from a squadron of Wraith Lords. One will fall back to take care of the Shining Spears. We're going to go into their base, do some plasma generator bashing, no doubt. Warriors are now equipped with some venom cannons. Provide the Tyranids some long-range support. Chaos Dreadnought armed with a twin-link las cannon. Not much in the way of vehicles to bash around over on this side. I mean, I suppose that they do have the blooming Carnifex that's now dead. You can also engage in some close combat as well. It's a versatile unit, is a Chaos Dreadnought. As long as it's killing something, that's the main thing. Now got the Blue Horrors coming on the side. Some Screamers of Zinch as well. Very mobile. High DPS against lightly armoured infantry. So killing the Spy Gaunts will be their mainstay, I do believe. The Warriors jumping right to the middle of those Havocs. That's where they want to be. They are equipped with their Rending Claws by the looks of things. Or just nothing. They just have Rending Claws naturally without the need for upgrades. Or is it Scything Talons? One of the other. Tell you what, the Tyranids have got too many adjectives, too many nouns for all their upgrades. Don't need it. Don't need it at all. Well being broken on the Blue Horrors by these Vipers. Absolutely critical support vehicles these guys are at the moment. More Tyranid Gumph. Causing issues for everyone. Don't want to be standing in that for too long. Doesn't do amazing damage. But I mean, I suppose if they were more lightly armoured troops, but thankfully the Chaos Havocs, well, Chaos Space Marines in general, are quite tanky boys. But holding that centre quite nicely. You'll see a Desecrated Stronghold over here for reasons. Not sure why it's all the way over here, but I suppose maybe to, I don't know, build some defensive structures around it. That's possible. That's a lot of Wraith Lords. It's a Wraith Lord party. A conga line, if you will. A couple over here have decided to go their own way for reconvening. And they're going to ignore this mass of troops over here. The swooping Hawks flying right on in, or swooping in right on in, should I say. But to use their blasters as best they can to take on these Wraith Lords. So much fire on the go here, and fire is pretty darn good at burning down buildings. But then again, so is their ability to punch things as well. Reclamation pools. This one's currently in the middle of being built at the moment. That's why its health is going up so quickly. But once it's finished building... Oh, he was being self-repaired at the moment. Not entirely sure. And where the Wraith Lords, there were many, all been scattered around. The Swooping Hawks are causing massive issues. A couple of reclamation pools are going down, but is it worth the trade here? Not entirely sure. To rebuild some stuff down on the... Well, not rebuilding, but I assume that at some point they will start rebuilding down on the southern side. attempting to smash up a counterfix chamber. Again, I think maybe these tier 3 spore chimneys are the way forward, but it looks like they've kind of been air-moved in this general direction. Does that mean that you're planning to build up something else? Let me have a quick look at you, because you're all invisible and stuff. Does not seem to be the case. So throwing away a lot of material there. Very little gain. I mean, what they killed, maybe one reclamation pool. Well, I suppose that they've kind of forced all these guys back, so if there was an assault from these guys coming down over here to start smashing this up, that would be the ideal situation, but not really following up or making advantage of that opening in the centre there. What's been summoned in over on this side? It's going to be an icon bearer, bearing an icon, acting as a apothecary for the Chaos Space Marines. Farseer on the way. Interesting choice. Whether she's going to get a million upgrades. Ah, there we go. Yep, some hero level 1. So, I mean, she's going to be upgraded with a whole bunch of stuff. Hero level 2, good lord. So, some AoE damage and some supporting spells, I imagine, from that young lady. Engagements going on in the centre as those shining spears trying to harass the backlines. But no matter where they go, they've been seen and spotted. Got a Blood Crusher for M2 Rage 42. Well, that's the thing, the unit composition for the team at the moment. At present, the Eldar have basically got one unit of Rangers and a Farseer. So not really contributing too much to the composition at the moment. The Chaos Space Marines have really put all their money in Havocs, with only one squad of Raptors and a Chaos Dreadnought that could potentially be on the front lines. So it's a good idea for the Chaos Demons to go for quite substantial close combat frontline if they want to keep their backlines nice and safe. But being separated from each other, not ideal. The Southern team doing a lot better of a job at keeping their teams working together. I mean, what we've got, Tyranid Guard on the front, now starting to transition over to Grey Knights for Pimp Commissar, as well as some Purgation Hellfire Dreadnoughts. So yeah, very good stuff from the Southern team. Now the Demons are pushing out over onto the flanks. Chaos Space Marines falling back towards the Demons. Got a combination of Pink Horrors and Blue Horrors. Artillery from the Shadow Fiends. I want to focus on all the squishy units down over on this side there. Dreadnoughts sniping away at these thermoplasma generators. And they might actually have this. It's quite a strong push from the Southern team, but managing to pull them over onto the right-hand side, making sure that they're surrounded by this one, well, on this flank and within firing range of the Chaos Fiends. Also forced them to kind of bunch up over here in this narrow choke point, which means that their numbers won't be as useful. Here comes the Zone Throps. That's a ball. That's a ball right there. It's at this point when I've realised that I've kept my graphics on super high level, so frame rate, just hold on. We can do this, we can survive this. We've seen worse on the channel, but this is just apocalypse levels of firefights going on. The Zone Throps reducing the incoming damage from nearby. Yes, I don't know whether that works on... Oh, no, sorry, that's the Neuron Thrope, I think. Zone Throps have reduced incoming damage for themselves, but Neuron Thropes pass that thing on to everyone else, I think. Please do correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on that. But either way, need to get some close combat boys in there. Screamers Inch going in, get some stabber bits, but not much really going on. Eldar, where are you? We've got some Rangers here, but are the Rangers... I mean, the Rangers will do all that against Stormtroopers, but the Stormtroopers are not the main problem here. It's a tale as old as time. If you're playing against a Tyranid player, you must expect the ball of Zone Throps at some point. Got a Demon Prince of Khorne. Oh, we've not seen a Demon Prince of Khorne before on the channel. They're quite exciting. Whether he's able to come in and save the day is another thing. Blue Horrors impotently throwing their pink Pokeballs at the Zone Throps here. Going to be all or nothing on this Demon Prince. Can he hold back the tide? He's at 89%. God, it takes him so long to spawn through. Do have the Chaos Dreadnought moving over onto this side. From the last gun, though, won't do that much. There we go. The Prince of Khorne. Get involved, young man. You can barely see him. Merely a silhouette of all this firepower. Do quite like those shoulder pads. Laughing, smiling, beaming boy as he goes and cuts through these zone tropes. And the individual models themselves dying quite quickly. Although I do believe that they also like a little ability that keeps them at 1 health for a little while as well. Just to make them even more annoying to deal with. And Demon Prince already being annihilated here. Do have a lot of artillery coming in from the Night Spinners of the Eldar. But how much damage are they really doing? Can't tell because they keep on switching targets. Right, there we go. They're fighting these guys. Actually, I don't know. No, they're doing all right, I suppose. Seen worse damage output, but then again, one of those web spinners has died. Or Night Spinners, sorry. Do see the Guardians in the middle trying to distract these guys for as long as they can. If the Demon Hunters decided to press their advantage, it would be a major crushing defeat for the Chaos Demons here. Triple Blood Crushers out on the way. Now, would it be an idea to pull them back and then try and get a massive Blood Crushers to charge in, or send them in one at a time? How much damage do you take per volley? There's quite a lot of damage already being taken, to be fair. Yeah, that's not great, is it? It's not great at all. The Zone Fox is focusing on those production buildings at the moment by the looks of things. And a couple of swap signatures. One narrowly surviving that. A whole host of Night Spinners firing their ways in. Yeah, just wrong unit composition here, I'm afraid. Firmly in the belief that a massive melee unit is absolutely critical against the Zone Fox. You're not going to beat a ball in the range department. You may as well. I mean, what? You can get those warp spiders. We got fire dragons for whatever reason. These guys are elite heavy infantry. If you get a whole bunch of warp spiders, yeah, okay, the warp spiders are not going to win in close combat, considering that they do very little damage. But if you can tie these guys up, then they can't really run away from you because they're very, very slow. And then you get your range units to kill them. At the moment, Chaos seems to have very little on the battlefield at the moment. Daza and the boys being rallied, well, being chased around by all this stuff going on down here. And it's just not enough. But they're going to continue going for it. Another Blood Crusher on the way. Chaos Player, I mean, have you really got anything? No, you've got literally no models at the moment. Looks like you've kind of pieced out here, Mr. Ishan. Or Eshan. Hassan, maybe. Not to be confused with that man from Twitch who says that streaming is the hardest job in the world. Poor lad. Can't imagine such a difficult situation one must be in. Having to sleep on those huge bags of money. If anything, you know, you should be lucky. If you're like a firefighter or someone who goes out. Anyway, so massive diatribe. I should really stick on to topic here. Leave the politics out, young man. Leave the politics out. Above those, they've been killed instantly. All tight, just slicing him down. And the Eldar have got very little to do here. They've got an Avatar Kane. Oh, no, man, that's Symbiote's Avatar Kane. Right, that is a Southern Avatar. And that looks like basically it. Empty Rage still continuing to hold down the fort as best he can, but should have really been killed. Game should have already technically been over at this point. We're going to go for it anyway. More Night Spinners on the way out. Being instantly wiped. And you know what? With hindsight as my friend, I'm going to say that the Southern team have won. You might not be able to see, there's very little time left on the counter that's down here. So I'm gonna call it there. I don't want to watch these guys slowly but surely die. I'm going to save them from the embarrassment of being killed slowly by a zone throw ball. That was quite a good match, I would say, for the first half at the very least. But like, again, if you've got these guys on the way over, you're not going to out-kill them in range. You absolutely need to you know, equip yourself a good old chain sword, maybe slap them around. But I do believe that maybe the Chaos player quit a little bit early. Maybe if he just decided, right, okay, well, if we've lost, may as well give it one last Hail Mary and give it one more crack, but kind of... Because, you know, I mean, anything could happen in a game of Dawn of War. We've seen it so many times on the channel that when it seems like all hope is lost, a team can pull it back from next to nothing. But no, that's how the cookie crumbles today. So thank you so much, guys, for sending in the game, especially Pimp Komazai is a fairly new player to the Discords and whatnot, so he's done a really, really good job here. Summoning 1 million Stormtroopers. I might have an idea for the thumbnail for that. So, yeah, nice one. Planet's Miss Lunchshark, pleasure as always, never short. And I'll see you in a bit. Peace.